Let me say something that might shock you. When a woman really likes a man, she doesn't always make it obvious. In fact, a lot of the time, she'll do the complete opposite. She'll act confusing, indirect, or even pretend she doesn't care, all while secretly hoping you notice her feelings. That's the messy truth. Men often assume that if a woman likes them, she'll just say it, show it, or make it obvious. But that's not how women usually work. Attraction for us is vulnerable. It's risky. We don't want to put our feelings out there and look desperate, rejected, or like we're chasing. So instead, we send signals, we test, and we behave in ways that, if you don't understand women, can feel like games. But they're not always games. Sometimes it's nerves. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's just the way we're wired to protect ourselves emotionally. That's why so many men miss the signs, or worse, misread them, and blow their chances completely. Here's what you need to know. When a woman secretly likes you, she treats you differently than every other guy, even if she tries to hide it. It shows up in her body language, in the way she talks to you, and even in the way she pretends not to care. And if you don't know how to see it, you'll think she's uninterested, when in reality, she's doing everything in her power to keep her feelings under control. So in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how women behave around the men they secretly like. Some of this might surprise you. Some of it might make you rethink past situations. And some of it will probably sting a little because the truth isn't always flattering. But once you understand it, you'll never look at a woman's behavior the same way again. 1. She gets nervous around you. When a woman secretly likes a man, one of the clearest but most misunderstood signs is nervousness. Men often expect confidence. They think if she's into you, she'll be bold, flirty, and forward. But in reality, a lot of women get awkward. Our bodies give us away before we even open our mouths. Picture this. She's usually confident with everyone else, laughing loudly, carrying herself like she's in control. But around you, suddenly, her words stumble. She plays with her hair, taps her foot, or laughs at the wrong time. It's not that she's uninterested. It's that you throw her off balance. That's what attraction does. When we actually care about what you think, we get in our heads. We worry about saying the wrong thing, looking silly, or making it obvious that we're drawn to you. So instead of acting smooth, we act nervous. And the irony is, men often misread this as disinterest. Think about it. If she didn't like you, she wouldn't care at all. She'd be relaxed, natural, maybe even indifferent. Nervous energy comes from caring too much, not too little. Now, not every woman shows it the same way. Some get giggly and playful, almost like a schoolgirl crush. Others go quiet, reserved, and seem off compared to how they are with others. Both are rooted in the same feeling. You affect her more than she wants you to know. So if you notice her fidgeting, stumbling over words, or acting different around you compared to other men, don't dismiss it. That's a sign of attraction she's trying and failing to hide. 2. Her attention becomes selective. One of the biggest giveaways of secret attraction is selective attention. Women can be social, warm, and friendly with everyone. But when we secretly like a man, the way we focus our attention shifts. She might act casual, like you're just another guy in the room, but watch closely. She'll notice things about you that others don't. She'll remember details you mentioned weeks ago. She'll pick up on your mood, your tone, even subtle changes in your behavior. That kind of selective awareness doesn't happen with men we don't care about. Here's what's really happening. When a woman likes you, you take up space in her mental world. Even if she's trying to play it cool, she's tuned into you. If you post something online, she sees it. If you change your haircut, she notices. If you're quieter than usual, she senses it. This doesn't mean she's going to openly shower you with attention. In fact, many women do the opposite. They'll pull back, so it's not obvious. But that selective focus is still there. she's filtering you out from the rest of the noise because you matter more. So pay attention not to how much attention she gives you, but how different it is. A woman who secretly likes you may give you less attention publicly, but more subtle signals privately. Or she might act like she's ignoring you, but her eyes keep finding you across the room. Either way, that selective focus is her way of balancing attraction with self-protection. 3. She finds subtle ways to test you. This is where a lot of men get frustrated because testing feels confusing. But let me be clear, when a woman secretly likes you, she's going to test you. Not to play games, but to feel safe. Attraction makes us vulnerable. If we're going to open up to a man emotionally, we need to know he's steady, confident, and reliable. And the only way we can figure that out is by testing, even if we don't consciously realize we're doing it. The tests can be small. She might tease you to see how you react. She might bring up another guy's name casually just to gauge your confidence. She might act distant one day to see if you chase or stay grounded. These aren't manipulations. They're her way of checking if you're the kind of man she can actually trust with her feelings. If you understand this, you'll stop seeing tests as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities. Every time she tests you, she's essentially asking, "Are you strong enough for me to open up to?" Fail by being insecure, jealous, or needy, and she'll pull back. Pass by staying calm, confident, and consistent, and her attraction deepens. Remember, women don't test men we don't care about. If she's testing you, it means you matter. The question is whether you'll handle it in a way that makes her feel safe enough to stop testing and start trusting. 4. The power of subtle teasing. If you want to keep a woman hooked and thinking about you long after the conversation ends, you need to master the art of subtle teasing. Teasing is not about being mean or putting her down. It's about creating playful tension. Think of it like pulling a string. Tug just enough to make her lean in, but never so hard that it snaps. Women are naturally drawn to men who can challenge them in a light-hearted way. A small, clever tease signals that you're confident, not desperate for her approval, and that you're willing to stand your ground. For example, if she tells you she's terrible at cooking, instead of responding with, "That's okay," you might smirk and say, "Guess I'll have to keep you away from my kitchen." Then it's playful. It creates an image, and it makes her laugh. Most importantly, it sets you apart from the dozens of other men who just nod along or give flat compliments. The beauty of teasing is that it plants seeds of curiosity. She'll replay the interaction in her mind, thinking, "Why did he say that? What does he really think of me?" That curiosity fuels attraction. It also shows her that you're not intimidated, which is an extremely attractive quality. But here's the golden rule. Always balance teasing with genuine interest. If you only tease without showing care, she may feel dismissed. The goal is to spark chemistry, not push her away. Think of it as a dance. One step back, one step forward. A light tease, followed by a smile or compliment, keeps the energy fun and magnetic. Done right, teasing makes a woman feel both challenged and desired. A mix that makes you unforgettable in her mind. 5. The mystery of emotional restraint. One of the biggest mistakes men make with women is oversharing too quickly. They spill their life story, talk about every emotion they've ever felt, or reveal every detail about their struggles in the first few conversations. While honesty is good in the right context, early emotional oversharing kills attraction. Why? Because it removes mystery, and mystery is one of the strongest forces in attraction. When a man holds back just a little, it creates a sense of depth. Women start to wonder, what's going on in his mind? What's his story? That wondering keeps them interested. If you give her everything too soon, there's nothing left for her to discover, and discovery is what excites women. Emotional restraint doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means knowing when and how much to reveal. For example, if she asks you about your past relationships, you don't need to pour out the entire story of heartbreak. Instead, you might say, "I've learned a lot from my past. It shaped me into the man I am today." Short, confident, and intriguing. She'll be left wanting to know more without you giving it all away. This also applies to showing too much neediness or dependence. If you instantly text her back every time, constantly reassure her of your feelings, or seek validation from her, it signals insecurity. A secure man doesn't feel the need to over-explain himself or prove his worth. He knows who he is, and he allows a woman to slowly uncover his layers. The less you reveal at the beginning, the more she imagines, and her imagination will often work in your favor. Keep her curious, and she'll keep chasing. 6. Subtle signals women drop. Here's something most men don't realize. When a woman secretly likes you, she rarely comes out and says it. Instead, she drops hints, subtle signals, and little cues that only a man who's paying attention will pick up on. And the truth is, most guys completely miss them. It might be the way she teases you over small things, just to see how you react. Or how she laughs a little harder at your jokes than anyone else does, even when they're not that funny. Sometimes it's as simple as her finding reasons to text you or send you a random message that doesn't really matter, just to start a conversation. That's her way of putting herself in your orbit without being obvious. Another big one is body language. If she leans in when you talk, plays with her hair, or keeps eye contact longer than usual, she's showing interest. Women don't always do these things consciously. They're often natural reactions when we feel drawn to someone. But if you're alert, you'll notice even small jealousies can be signals. If she suddenly seems curious about other women in your life, or gets quiet when you mention another girl, it's usually not because she doesn't care. It's because she does. Women don't get jealous over men they feel nothing for. But here's where men get it wrong. They either ignore these signals completely or overreact to them. You don't need to pounce the moment you notice interest. Instead, respond with calm confidence. Acknowledge her signals by staying engaged, but don't rush to confirm them. Let the tension build. Women enjoy the dance. It's part of the excitement. The men who succeed with women are the ones who can read the subtle signals without needing them to be spelled out. They know when a woman is opening the door, and they walk through it with confidence, not desperation. 7. Don't blow it by overcompensating. Now, here's the part most men don't want to hear, but you need to. Women notice when you're trying too hard. When a guy realizes a woman likes him, he often shifts into prove myself mode. He starts texting more, chasing harder, or showering her with compliments, thinking he's sealing the deal. But in reality, he's killing the very attraction she felt in the first place. When a woman secretly likes you, it's often because of how you carry yourself when you don't know she likes you. She was drawn to your natural confidence, your relaxed energy, the way you focused on your own life instead of bending over backward for her. The moment you flip into overcompensation, doing too much, over-explaining, or smothering her, you change the dynamic completely. Think of it this way: attraction thrives in balance. She wants to feel like she has your attention, but she doesn't want to feel like she is your entire focus. If every move you make is about her, it comes across as insecurity. And women are highly tuned to pick up on insecurity. It's one of the fastest ways to kill desire. So what should you do instead? Stay consistent with who you are. Keep your routine. Stay focused on your goals, your friends, your growth. Yes, show her attention and appreciation, but do it from a place of grounded confidence, not desperation. That contrast, being interested but not consumed, makes her respect you even more. The truth is, women don't just fall for men who chase them endlessly. They fall for men they feel they could lose if they don't step up. By not overcompensating, you give her space to invest in you too. And when she invests, that's when her feelings deepen. The men who win long-term are not the ones who give the most. They're the ones who give the right energy. That's the difference between being liked for a moment and being desired for a lifetime. Here's the raw truth. When a woman secretly likes you, she will reveal it in ways that aren't always obvious, but they're always there if you're paying attention. She might overthink her words, find excuses to be around you, soften her tone, or give you subtle signals that she doesn't give other men. But here's the catch. The way you respond to that makes all the difference. Too many men either miss the signs completely, or when they finally notice, they smother her with attention and lose the very edge that made her attracted in the first place. You need to understand this. Women are not drawn to men who act like their whole world revolves around them. Women are drawn to men who have their own world, their own drive, and their own sense of self, yet still choose to let her be part of it. If there's one takeaway I want you to walk away with, it's this. Attraction isn't about grand gestures or over-the-top declarations. It's about presence. It's about balance. It's about a man knowing his value and not crumbling the moment a woman shows him interest. So, let me leave you with a bold statement. If you lose yourself just because a woman likes you, she'll stop liking you. That's the irony most men don't realize until it's too late. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where a woman treated you differently and you weren't sure if it meant she liked you? Drop your experience in the comments. I'll be reading them and engaging with you there. Because the more we talk about this, the sharper your instincts get, and the better your results with women will be.